Read carefully. You only get one try to answer each question.
Hi guys, today I'm doing iready reading. Let's go.
Why Youth Isn't Ready for the Vote by Stephen Baxter.
Recently, my younger 16-year-old sister Hannah has joined the push for lowering the voting age from 18 to 16. When I was her age, I would have thought youth voting made sense too. After all, everyone, no matter their age, likes to feel their voice is being heard and their opinion counts. But now that I'm 20, I've looked into the issue and, sorry Hannah, I've come to the conclusion that 16 and 17-year-olds should not gain voting rights. They are just not ready for it.
What is the author's argument?
16 and 17-year-olds should not gain voting rights.
One of the biggest reasons to keep the minimum voting age at 18 is that the brains of teens a year or two younger need more time to develop the reasoning skills voting requires. Some people disagree, including my sister and Professor Lawrence Steinberg. He is a Temple University psychologist who believes that a 16-year-old's brain has matured enough to make informed decisions when voting. However, Professor Steinberg overlooks some important points. People can get very emotional about political issues. Just ask anyone with a relative who shows up at holiday gatherings and expresses strong political opinions that lead to huge arguments. I admire my sister and her friends for their passion in trying to change voter eligibility to age 16. But that kind of intensity can short-circuit clear thinking at times. I know I made some foolish choices without fully thinking things through when I was their age. Even Professor Steinberg says that when emotions run high, kids' decision-making skills aren't so great.
Fill in the blanks to identify the author's first claim and an opposing claim.
The author supports his argument with the claim that a 16-year-old needs more time to develop. He also includes an opposing claim that he supports his argument with
A team of scientists who study how the human brain works thinks that life experiences are what help teens develop their brains for adult-like decision-making. Think about that. Most 16 and 17-year-olds don't have much experience making important decisions on their own. Take my sister, for example. Like many young people, Hannah often looks to adults for help. Family members, teachers, and counselors help her decide what courses to take, how to manage her time, and how to plan out her future. Over the next few years, Hannah will start to make more choices independently, like I did. Some decisions will prove to be mistakes, and others will work out, but she will learn from all of them. By the time she's 18, she'll be wiser and more mature. Then she'll be ready to vote.
Add the author's second claim to complete the chart.
Hannah will learn from her mistakes just like the author did. 16 and 17 years old will be wiser and more mature when they are 18. Family members should help teens make important decisions. Some decisions are mistakes, and others will work out. Life experience helps teens develop the ability to make adult-like decisions. Most 16 and 17-year-olds don't make important to make important decisions on their own.
Jack Pitney, professor of politics at Claremont McKenna College, points out that the experiences we have as adults also show us how government affects our lives. This gives adults a special appreciation for voting issues. For example, now that I'm older and on my own, I'm figuring out a lot about how the world works. I rent an apartment, so I've had to learn about my rights and responsibilities as a renter, which are controlled by state and local governments. I've also had to figure out the government-issued student loans that are helping me pay for the classes I'm taking at my local community college. Teens under 18 haven't had the opportunity to make these kinds of connections yet.
Add a second piece of evidence the author uses to support the claim in the chart.
Teens don't know how the world works yet. The author learned about his rights and responsibilities when he was older. The author took classes to learn more about voting. The author resents being controlled by the government. The author has a special appreciation for how voting works.
My final strike against youth suffrage is that the world isn't ready for it. Only 12 out of about 200 countries grant any form of voting right to 16-year-olds. That's a mere 6% of these nations. The 16 and 17-year-olds I know are responsible and thoughtful people with great ideas and passion for the issues they care about. However, they need a couple more years to develop their minds and expand their life experiences, so they will be better prepared for the huge responsibilities that will come with voting. P.S. Hannah, do you forgive me?
What does the author want you to conclude from the underlined fact in the passage?
Youth voting is uncommon in the world.
Add the third and final claim the author makes to support his argument that youth voting is a bad idea.
Youth voting is a bad idea. Voting is a huge responsibility. The world is... My final strike against youth suffrage is that the world is not ready for youths to vote.
You are about to take a final quiz on the 10 words you have practiced. During this quiz, the glossary will not be available. What would you like to do?
This is the last time you can check the glossary. Read the paragraph.
Before 1963, men often got paid higher wages than women, even when they did the same work. Many Americans thought
Before 1963, men often got paid higher wages than women, even when they did the same work. Many Americans, though, believed that all workers had the right to equal pay for doing the same job. In 1963, a new law was passed. The law said that companies could not set workers' pay based on whether they were male or female. Which phrase from the passage means the same as "we're entitled"?
entitled. Which phrase? Before 1963, men often got paid higher wages than women, even when they did the same work. Many Americans, though, believe that all workers have the right or entitled to equal pay. Have the right and were entitled to
Read the paragraph. Then tap the words "are eligible" to begin the activity. Teens age 13 and up are eligible to enter the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards every year. Winners for nearly 30 different kinds of art and writing receive awards, medals, and scholarships. Some teens who won in the past have gone on to become famous authors, artists, and actors. Complete the sentence with the phrase that means about the same thing as "are eligible."
Teens 18 and up have a chance or have the vote. No, have the strength. No, have a plan. No, I think it's have a chance.
Read the paragraph. Each year, Meadowlark Middle School hosts a back-to-school night before the start of classes. At this event, students meet the school staff, enjoy snacks, and learn about their classes. New students also play a game that lets them practice opening their lockers. Before this tradition started, the first day of school could be stressful because many students struggled to open their lockers and were late to class. Practicing before the first day helps students feel better at the beginning of the year. What is a consequence of the game students play at back-to-school night?
New students feel better at the beginning of the year. New students struggle to open their lockers and are late for class. New students find the very first day stressful. New students meet the staff and had snacks and learn about classes. I think it's this one.
Complete each sentence with the correct word or phrase. The students in Ms. Costa's class discussions about current events. Talking about news events is fun and helps the students understand them better. The students care deeply and often have strong opinions about news that is related to their lives, like new laws that affect teenagers or changes happening in their community. As a result, the of their discussions increases when they discuss these topics.
The students in Miss Costa's class are entitled to discussion, voice their discussion. The students in Miss Costa's class voice their discussion, thrive. Bye guys, that's all for today. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Bye bye.